Okay, cool. I think it caught it. Yeah. Okay, cool. Let us start. You guys ready?
Yeah.
Hi.
I'm more ready than I'll ever be ever.
Okay.
Let me get my lo-fi chill beats, but you guys can get this shit kicked off, baby.
Hi, everyone! Mina!
Howdy.
I'm gonna kill myself. I'm so sorry. That was just a joke. Let me pull up my lo-fi. No!
Oh, no, wait, that. No, it's, Rachie, that's what you're saying to, like, prolong things because you're pulling up. Your document hasn't opened yet.
Yeah. How did you know, actually?
You're like, open.
Wait, why?
Please,
Okay, why does it
please.
say I'm peeking when I'm obviously not? 1 second.
Yeah.
I'm very glad that we caught this early.
Oh, hello.
Howdy.
Petition to rename in audio terms peeking to gophering.
Ooh.
Yes or yes?
I kind of like it.
No, I don't.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to another episode
guys.
of Yonaka Tea Time.
Yay!
Yay!
Sorry, thinking about Texas.
Oh, yeah.
If you don't know who we are, we're a weeb podcast that talks about weeb stuff, but also real life stuff like sadness and
Sadness.
Richie, whenever I hear you say that, I actually think to myself that you're saying we are a weed podcast. Like weed as in like that dangerous
podcast.
we're
smoking.
420.
Yeah,
We
we're
might be.
420 friendly
We're
here.
420 friendly here.
I don't disagree with that.
It's been more sad things than anime things recently, but
really
sometimes we
has.
talk about a good shoujo thing.
Hell
Maybe
yeah.
we can
You
talk
know.
about a good shoujo later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you lads drinking today?
Oh, I got hot water. That, just finished as soon as the recording started, so thanks.
Oh, sick. There you go.
I have cold water because I'm still hydrating.
I also have water.
Look at me.
And
I've
only
got
water.
cold and hot water.
Oh my god!
Yonaka water time!
Oh my god,
this
Yonaka
one's
hydrate time.
God, we're fucking bad.
Karen, what do you have?
I have an Irohasu, which is,
Oh, what is that?
the name of a brand of a huge bottle of water in Japan. So water.
Yonaka water time. Yeah, we went from tea to
So we're old and we
Water.
can't stand caffeine and we need water.
This is
Yeah,
tea.
it sounds
This is
about
tea.
right.
You can see this. This is tea.
tea sans the leaves.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, to reiterate, we're a weeb podcast that talks about anime, video games, manga, and most of the time we talk about real life stuff for some reason. I don't know. This is supposed to be fun. What are we doing?
we need an outlet somewhere, so
True.
hey guys.
We release new episodes monthly. Usually it's at the end of the month. We upload them on this channel. And we just added a new host. We're supposed to talk about host rotation, but I think this episode will be Karen since she's our newest host. Yay! We are not expecting applications for another host. No, goodbye. And then next should be Anthong, Julie, and then me.
Yes.
And
We all
then we'll
hope
do
so.
a live stream at the end of that cycle. But how many months are there left?
You know what? It's
August,
a gamble.
September, October, November.
Until the end of
And then,
civilization or the
so
year.
I guess November will be our next
Ooh.
live stream.
What will come first,
one's
I wonder?
And then December we can have a break.
Please. Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't
sounds
know.
like a
We'll
good
see.
idea.
see.
Maybe we'll do like a fun thing
Yeah.
for Christmas, New Year's
Well, we'll see.
Yeah.
to celebrate the end of this hellish
Secret
year.
But yeah,
Santa.
we do live streams over
yeah.
on Juby's channel, which is down in the description. If you don't catch it, sometimes we post the video on demand.
Yeah.
Anyway, join us.
Rachie, where can people listen to us?
Oh yeah, you can listen to us all around the internet on Spotify, on here, on YouTube. Wait, you might be listening to us on Spotify. Here on Spotify. Wait, what if you're on Google Podcast? Maybe you're on Google Podcast. Here, everywhere.
We're in the cloud.
What if they're using
We're in
Anchor?
carrier
Holy
pigeon.
shit!
Oh my
This
god,
is
you can
endlessly
listen to us.
entertaining.
Yeah.
Where are they listening?
I don't know.
always start off so strong.
I'm so strong.
We really do.
This is no
okay.
better than Julie though.
Oh no, I know. I agree.
Real talk, though.
Yeah, you can
but
find
yes,
us
this
everywhere
is,
podcasts are streaming.
Yes, this is Karen's episode. So she is going to be taking the reins and doing the topic for this episode.
Yeah.
Yay.
and
Wait, do we introduce ourselves?
Oh, I don't think we
No,
did.
we need to. No. Oh, God. I mean, hey, listen, the parts are all there. They're just not in the right order.
Yeah, just
so
wanna be healthy
for
while
Julie to
editing.
edit.
Y'all are bastards. Okay. Hi, I'm Juby. Over there, the only man is named.
Anthong, that's me. Hey, guys, I miss you. I miss you all. Teehee. Okay, anyways. And the man below me with the floaty wings on video
Hi,
that none of y'all
I'm
can see.
I try my best.
Very good.
Oh, you do, and you succeed.
And the lovely lady beside me, Demon Lady, is...
DEMONDICE, a Kuwasaikaro, or Karen, and I'm very tired. I'm tired all the time. I actually am constantly thinking about sleeping. So, hello, how are you? Nice to see you guys.
Oh, I'm good. How are you?
Oh, great. This is a great way to start off the episode. So, Miss Demon Dice, what are we talking about today?
Ooh, today's topic. I guess I'll go ahead and take the mic. Yeah. So today's topic is something that actually you may know it. You may know it. You may not. You may have heard of it. You may have never heard of it. But it's something that I chose as the topic because it plagues me every day of my life, and it might do the same to you. It's something called
depression.
Oh, very close. It's something called Imposter Syndrome. Have you heard of it?
What is that?
I love that Vocaloid
song. That doesn't exist.
Wait.
Little known fact.
This shit.
It's actually not just a Vocaloid song. It's a real problem
Embarrassing.
that people deal with every day, especially creators, and believe it or not, people in the workplace and work environment also struggle with imposter syndrome. In fact, according to a study that was done, a completely legitimate study that isn't just an article, I linked it in here. Where is it from? It's from the International Journal of Behavioral Science. So you know what? Take with that what you will. But 70% of all people will experience it in their career at least once. That's a lot of people, you guys. That's a lot of people.
That sure is.
Now, interestingly enough, the rest of the stuff that I'm going to be using to talk about and describe imposter syndrome is not based on research and is in fact from an article. So please take this with a grain of salt, and also realize that this is not a diagnosis. This is not anything like how do I say? It's not really a psychiatric thing. It's something that exists within the field, but isn't something you diagnose. Do you guys get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's something that just happens to you. It's a phenomena, okay?
Yeah.
So here is what imposter syndrome is defined as. Imposter syndrome has been defined as, and open quote, the crippling feeling of self-doubt, intellectual inadequacy, and anticipated failure that haunts people who attribute their success to luck or help from others rather than their own abilities, end quote. The term originated in 1978 when psychologists Miss Pauline Clance and Suzanne Imes first noticed the phenomenon whilst interviewing successful female professionals and university students. Despite their significant achievements, many interviewees lacked self-confidence and reported feeling incompetent and like an imposter. Yay! So that's the basic definition of it. So let's see in what ways this can manifest. So in this list I have before me, we have first, a difficulty accepting praise and recognition for personal accomplishments, a reluctance to seize opportunities and take initiative, a reluctance to accept promotions or new assignments because of not feeling quote-unquote ready, a reluctance to highlight personal contributions to projects, trouble delegating due to a need to ensure everything is done to impossibly high standards, individualism and a difficulty accepting help, procrastination caused by an immobilizing fear of failure, and workaholism stemming from a feeling of incompetence and a perceived need to work harder in order to keep up with contemporaries. Bam! Info dump finished. That's a lot to unpack, you guys. So
Much like
looking
my
over
childhood.
this, yeah. Looking at this, it's a lot. So let's kind of like digest this, I guess. Do you guys relate to this in any way? Do you look at these like qualities and think to yourself, yeah, I've experienced one or two of these?
Yes.
like my entire
Feeling inadequate is
professional
my
career.
kink. I want no more than me, daddy.
That's like legit my entire professional career.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me unwilling
Yeah.
to take up jobs because I'm not good at it.
Yeah.
Me, I feel like I know this much about everything, and then I feel like everyone else are like, they know much more. I'm like, oh.
Exactly, which is why we should all look at this graph right here.
Look at
Where-
this graph.
It's very.
At the
And
very
now
top
on this
of the
segment of Look at This Graph.
I want to see a graph. I like graphs. They
Oh,
have me.
hey, I see a dog
let's go.
That's my dog.
behind you.
If you
Yeah,
go into my outline, we'll post a photo, we'll post a picture in the slides.
Maybe.
Maybe we won't. Maybe we'll say fuck you. Figure it out for
we'll say
yourself.
fuck you.
Seeing
I don't
this
know.
in
Go into
college.
Google Images.
Maybe we'll give you all imposter syndrome.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. You can just go onto Google
Spoiler.
Images, fucking search it for yourself. I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe.
But
okay.
so I've actually seen, when I went and looked on Google Images, there were a lot of graphs that looked exactly like this, but just like, I guess, different colors for the circles. So this is basically the main essence of what imposter syndrome is. You think that you know such a small fragment of like your profession and what you do, and then there's this big circle of what you think other people know. You think that other people have all this vast knowledge that you don't have, so you feel like you don't belong. But in reality, it's not so much that the grand populace has like all this combined knowledge that you don't have, but that there are lots of different kinds of people that have expertise in different places, right?
Yeah.
And your brain tells you that it's not that way. You can't process that it's not quite like that. People are good at different things, just like you. You also have knowledge in your field, and each person has some knowledge in their field. And it's not so much that they have that everyone else has this big brain full of like knowledge over your field, and you're like unable to like actually I guess that's where the imposter part comes in, of feeling like you're faking it amongst all these experts.
Yeah.
And also, you did mention, like, because looking at this is actually a really good, like, representation, like, of the entire thing. But also, like, the idea that, you know, everyone has something that they know and that they're good at and that they're smart with, you know, in their own personal way, is also something that's really interesting about general intelligence and, like, IQ tests, because IQ tests are based upon this concept of general intelligence, but really there's so many different types of intelligence. And so, yeah, it's a really interesting concept that I think, like, you know, really is also part of this that I would enjoy in the future talking about more. But yeah.
Yeah.
Faux show.
sense.
Because we're all good at different stuff. We all have our own intelligence that, you know, our own field of specialty, you know?
Not me.
See, now that, here we go. Here we go. So this is why we're talking about this. Because of this, that is our natural response, isn't it? To say, but not me. You're great.
Yeah.
No, not really. Deflect. It is because of this exact phenomenon that is the way that we are. Ladies and gentlemen, let's scroll down a little further in the outline doc, or rather, if you're watching the podcast on YouTube, please look at this other graph. Or if you're listening on a podcast,
Close your eyes and envision a graph.
you can go onto Google Images and look up. You can go onto Google Images and look up the Dunning-Kruger effect, which I think is super interesting.
Yeah.
So,
That's what I was called in high school.
for real.
Excuse me?
Yeah, you heard me, bitch.
Your
What I was
name.
called.
You were called
was-
Dunning-Kruger in high school.
No. I was called
is
Dunning-Kruger. I was called Dunning-Kruger effect.
So they chose to call you that over your name, Anthony. You know, a nickname is supposed to be shorter. Why do they call you Dunning-Kruger effect?
Yeah, wouldn't they just call you Krugs or something?
Yeah.
Krugs?
Sup, Krugs?
That's what my mom called me.
Oh, that's
She
sweet.
does not. I was at your house.
Listen,
Richie speed dials his mom. Like, I'm sorry,
I need to
Nancy,
fact check something.
That's great.
Look at this. Oh, the graph.
Please.
It's interesting because
Tell us.
looking at this graph, looking at this graph, if you look at the experience level, it goes from none to experienced, or I guess this is the measure of experience is at the bottom, and your level of confidence is on the side, right, from 0 to 100%. So when you start off with no expertise, this reminds me a lot of you may relate to this. In the early days of DeviantArt, perhaps if you're an artist, and you think you're the shit. You think you're the shit, man. You think you're great. You suck ass at drawing, but by God, if you don't think you are God incarnate when it comes to drawing.
Stop making me cry.
Stop. I'm the only artist not in here. I don't understand this reference.
Well,
but go on.
Perhaps you can apply it to something else.
My OnlyFans.
Yeah, OnlyFans.
Link in the description.
It can really be applied to any kind of skill where you start off in the beginning. And in the very beginning, it's not like you go in like straight out the gate, you have a ton of confidence. No, you do start at 0%, right, when you're at the beginning. But your confidence goes up so very quickly when you start to get a couple comments from people telling you that you're doing a good job. They want to hear more from you, that kind of stuff. Or perhaps you listen to what you're doing.
I'm relating it to something now, actually,
there
for
you
real.
Go.
Oh, fuck. Okay, wait.
There you
I know.
So you eventually are kind of like, okay, I'm kind of good at what I'm doing right now, even though, honestly, you're not very experienced. And so as you begin to do more work in that field, you get deeper and deeper, and then you start to either hyper-analyze your work in an attempt to improve, or you involve yourself in a community full of other talented people. And over time, your confidence will begin to dip drastically until you get to this point in the middle where you're decently experienced, but you have no confidence, right?
It all clicked at once, and I hate you now. Next topic. This episode's over.
I have a question. So okay, it goes straight up and then it starts going down like a saggy, like a U. Is there a way for the U to go like into the negatives, like negative confidence? Because like I'm feeling that. Like mine would go like way, and like there's no going back up. It's just like it goes up and then it goes way down. Like that's where I'm at.
Yeah.
Here's what I think about what you have just said, though. What I think about what you've just said is that instead of it being in a position where, yeah, sure, you might be in the negative and it might be really, really way down, adjusting this graph to you personally, what I think it means is that you just haven't continued going further yet towards the expert level where it will start to go up for you, okay? You're on the decline, but it's gonna change.
Just continuing downward.
I don't think that's gonna happen.
Thank you for the confidence.
Like it's like
You're welcome.
scientists standing over like a paper that's like constantly spitting out your data, and they're just like, oh god,
I'm like the U.S. stock market right now, like where we're like, okay, we're doing okay. What is it, the GameCube opening or something? Where it's I am the dope at the end.
but it doesn't stop.
Well, that's why I feel like all of us right now are probably in the middle, and we haven't quite advanced toward the expert level yet, where your confidence will begin to build up. What I've seen is that I have a lot of friends actually here in Japan who have been honing their craft for so many years, and they don't put themselves down anymore. They don't not accept compliments. It doesn't mean that they aren't constantly trying to improve. I have a really good friend named Kaze. He runs this group called Tama Onsen. Yeah, he's great. They're like a Toho Dojin hip hop group, and he lives off of his music. It's all he does with his life. And he gave me a lot of good advice in the beginning when I was starting to rap. And I said, no, I'm not good. I'm not good at anything. And he was like, well, don't be down on yourself. You need to balance your confidence with your like level of skill, I guess. He said, because you are good. And I remember saying, but Kaze, you're like God. It's a big joke that we have here. Wow, Kaze is God and whatever, because he's so fantastic. But he says, well, yeah, I am good, but I can always be getting better, right? So it's that balance of, that there's going to come a point, you have to hope that you do this long enough where you're able to see yourself in your field and how far you've advanced and say, I am good. I'm not the best, and I can always be better, but I don't suck like I think I do. And I feel like there are so many people that have to deal with that hurdle. Even looking at people who answered today's question on Twitter, I was like, I cannot believe there are so many people that feel the same way after all. You know?
Yeah.
Why is that?
We're only human in the end.
I think it's completely normal, you know, because obviously if you stay at the 100% confidence level, it's like you're never going to really improve because you already think you're perfect, you know?
Exactly.
So you're just going to stay there. If only
That's
I
a great point.
Stayed there.
Well,
Yeah.
I
honestly,
would have loved to live in ignorance, honestly, but, you know, here we are now.
that's true enough, but I feel like still somehow I still feel like wanting to get better, even if you're a little hard on yourself, is still better than being super confident and thinking you're the shit. Because if you do think that you're the shit all the time, I feel like you might be kind of prone to getting your feelings hurt as well, because people might not really like you very much. I don't know. That's my personal opinion. I get scared about that. I think if I'm not humble, people will hate the fuck out of me. Yeah, just being honest with y'all, like, my brain defaults to that. If I'm not a humble person, people will think I'm shitty, so I better be fucking humble right now.
Oh, I have a whole story about that where someone assumed that because I wasn't, like, completely, like, bowing down to them in some way, like, they actually went behind my back and, like, told someone that I was stuck up and shit. Like, this was, like, in the professional world. And I was like, whoa, what? Like, all you did was, like, we were, backstage and it was loud. And, like, obviously then was not the time to talk. Like, but yeah. Apparently,
It's
if you're
kinda
not
shitty.
completely humble all the time, there are, but let me say, they're jerks. And
They
that's
are
it.
jerks.
Sounds
I
like
believe
it.
They have
Wow,
some
how
weird
asshole-ish.
complex where their graph isn't a U shape; it's like an N shape.
It's like, it's
That's beautiful. Yeah.
That must be rare and also kind of shitty. I don't really
Wait.
want to meet that person.
Do you know if it's possible to like? Oh, hey, honey.
Wait, hold on, pause. My son.
I'm so sorry, Garrett, but two dogs just ran in together like best friends. Oh, that's adorable. Okay, I'm sorry. That is my
my
one
God.
weakness.
Okay. Do you know if like you can go back and forth on the graph?
That's a good
I
question.
guess not. But like, why
Go
does the
back.
confidence go like this when the expertise stay like this?
Good question. Good question. Maybe everyone's graph is a bit different.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, mine looks.
Oh, that's why
mine looks
Julie's
like.
goes all the way down.
Fuck you.
When does yours come back up? Mine kind of like looks like just like butt cheeks. Like we're getting like there's a point where I'm like yeah, confidence, woo, and then I'm like and then I'm like yeah, confidence, kind of, and I'm like
But also, doesn't it like it? I feel like it rings true that like the more like the further you go, the more you realize like, oh, there's so much more out there, and obviously I don't know it yet. So it's like, oh, okay, I'm actually like way down here. Actually, like I feel like the further you go in any kind of skill, it's like, oh, there's like so many other things, and I've been over
Exactly.
here in this tiny little small town, you know. But I think that's natural.
And you realize that there's so much, in fact, that you don't know within the field. Exactly. But once you start to get a grasp of like all of that there is to know, then you can slowly start improving your craft and realizing that you're good. And I feel like it's easier said than done, and everyone is at a different place on the graph. I feel like recently I have actually gone a little further towards past the lowest point. I'm slowly starting to incline just a bit, and some of that has to do with the positive reception that I've been getting recently, and it's nice. It's a nice feeling, but I'm cautiously optimistic. You know?
yeah.
It's just it kind of hurts every day, like always looking at like the kind comments from people and feeling that voice in my head, that automatic like knee-jerk response that says, nah, they don't actually mean it. Those comments hold no weight. For what reason? Because my brain tells me so.
Yeah.
You know. It's
Yeah.
shitty.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Yes.
Go.
How do I word this? Do we know the definition for, so like what Karen said, where it's like knee-jerk reaction, they don't think that, but instead it's like, oh, they do think that, but I feel nothing. What's that? Is that just depression?
Yeah, that's just depression.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I actually feel the same thing, to be honest, Thongus, and I'm actively trying to fight it, but I get exactly what you're talking about.
I just wish I could feel happy when I was complimented again. I feel like I kind of have to like force it a little bit now.
I feel that.
Where it's like someone's like, oh my god, this is really cool, and I'm like, laugh, smile, do something, show that you appreciate, and I'm just like,
Yeah, and I think deep
vigorously
down,
nodding.
like deep
Yeah.
down, you know that you do appreciate it.
Yeah,
you know?
I
like,
do appreciate it.
But it's like for some
I
reason
just
the
wish I could
emotions
feel.
just aren't.
Don't come
stuck.
out.
Like there's a big fight
like-
inside of you. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
It's like I just ate a bunch of
I
dairy,
mean, it might
but
also
except
be
it's
like
emotions.
it might also be I don't know what I missed while my mom came in and all that, but it also might be like a social thing where we did talk about humble, didn't we?
Oh no, but I think there is like
Humble.
definitely even like a cultural thing where it's like
there's like a cultural thing where if you act confident, like there's a certain degree of confidence you have to show and like how you show it, or else people think you are stuck up.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
like people instead of being viewed as stuck up, they would rather be viewed as overly humble.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
This is very
I
true.
wish I could feel something again.
too.
Yeah,
Thanks, Karen.
I totally understand what you're talking about. 100%.
Okay, good.
I feel that every day, and it feels shitty, doesn't it? You feel like I wish I
It
could feel happy
does.
about this kind comment that someone gave to me.
Right. And I am appreciative. It's just like my body is just like,
Yeah, the emotion doesn't.
You don't
your
get to feel
body,
anything
your brain
anymore.
doesn't push the emotion out, and you're like,
Yeah.
why? This is a happy thing.
Yeah.
So
Everyone.
can I?
Yeah.
I have
ahead.
a question actually also.
Yeah.
So you said that you were on kind of like an incline now, like on the positive incline.
Right. Yes.
What do you think for you has kind of pushed you towards that positive incline? You know?
To be honest with you, it wasn't just like kind comments from like other people. I feel like what pushed me towards that is receiving, and this is maybe kind of a little sad in the beginning, but it's been for the better, receiving validation from people that I respect. So, for example, people that I look up to and greatly respect have suddenly been like, hey, you know, we're going to be working a lot together in the future. I have all this paid work for you to do. My company has all this paid work for you to do. Me realizing that I can now live off of my music and my art and freelance and that kind of stuff, and that can be my life. It's that kind of success that has instilled more confidence in me. And seeing people genuinely enjoy what I have done, I guess, is another factor. It's a combination of things, I would say. But for whatever reason, after I received that validation, which may not be the healthiest thing, but somehow after I received that validation, I look now at my art, and even as I'm trying to improve, I don't feel negative emotions of critique
Wow,
against
that's
myself.
amazing.
Yeah, that's big.
This-
That's like really big.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
congratulations,
That's good.
truly.
Yeah,
Like, I don't want to be like, oh,
Congrats.
you know, here are the flowers, like, it's over. Like, you know, I don't want to be overconfident, like, you know,
Right.
like, knock on wood. But, like, yeah, I think no matter what, it's a positive experience.
Right.
it definitely
I am happy
is.
about that. And I think another
Yeah.
thing that may have been helpful is also receiving, you know, some help for some of my like psychological issues that have been going on has also been a contributing factor. So I recommend everyone try to make yourself healthy is my advice to you. In what way you can, mentally healthy,
Yeah.
and then maybe you might be able to find that incline somewhere. Do what you have to do, you know?
Yeah.
It doesn't hurt other people.
That doesn't
Gotta
hurt.
make that real
yeah,
clear.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Gotta make that
Always
real
put that
clear.
addendum.
Yeah. Yeah.
Damn.
Disclaimer.
Actually, another thing that I kind of wanted to be, because like you mentioned that like for yourself, there were some external things, you know, like people you look up to, people you respect, you know, giving you support, but also like some things you did for yourself. And I feel like I don't know. I feel like largely, for at least most of the psychological issues that we talk about, like there's a lot of external stuff that we kind of depend on. We want those things to change so that our internal selves can change. But I feel like truly it always kind of starts from the internal. And to give a better example is kind of a long time ago for me, I was terrified of driving and things like that. I really just wanted the external world to change. I was like, please, Tesla, just do automatic driving. Please, for the love of God.
Yeah.
But ultimately, there wasn't anything I could do to control, the people on the road, the world around me. And ultimately, it did kind of start with just an internal admission of I'm terrified of this, but I'm gonna try and be healthy about this and go to therapy and things. So yeah, I think at least for people who feel like their lives are really out of control and they don't have any control over their imposter syndrome or of not taking compliments well, you do have some kind of control. I can't tell you exactly what it is, what the ignition is, but I'd like to figure it out. It might be different for everybody,
Right. I'm
Yeah.
glad that you said that, Juby, because now that you say that, I'm thinking to myself, God damn it, I'm such a specific case in that I'm very
everyone is.
close to the people that I respect, so therefore I can receive validation from them. It does have to start from you. You do have to be the trigger. You have to want something, right?
Yeah.
And you have to want it bad enough that you have to look inside yourself and find the way to start moving towards it, and I wish everyone the best in doing that. So thank you for mentioning that. I'm glad you said that.
No, I think that you were finally able to even take that, the compliments from the people that you respected, because I don't know. I don't actually know exactly what happened or the timeline of events, but I think that there's possibly a timeline where they even did say to you wow, you did a great job and I really respect your stuff, but you were nah, they're lying.
Exactly.
There's a timeline out there where Karen's no.
Exactly. And what's
But,
funny is that a big part of me striving so hard and working so hard was the longing for that validation. And then when I received it, I said, no, this isn't real. This is all fake. Why does that happen? That's so sad that happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you receive what you're looking for and your brain says nope, it's like being pushed off the mountain when you reach the top because your brain's playing a trick on you.
Yeah.
It's sad.
I think there's a lot of things, where that happens, where it's wow, you've worked really hard for this, and you finally worked so hard to where it's wow, I finally achieved this, but then your brain is just literally no, we don't.
Actually,
we don't take that here. We don't do that here. And it turns out none of that really mattered. But I think the effort still does matter. There's just a final missing piece. I want to believe that.
Exactly. We need to stop training ourselves to keep beating ourselves up. You feel me?
I think we all just need to read some. I think we all need to read some Shel Silverstein.
Yeah.
No, dead ass. When you said the missing piece, I was like,
The missing piece.
that was a lot of good life values in there.
Yeah. I mean, also, so Karen, did you when you're looking through this stuff, did you ever find that I don't know if this was necessary to imposter syndrome or not, but I find that there's this impending sense of they're gonna find out blank, they're gonna find out that I'm an imposter, that I'm not actually this good or whatever. There's that impending sense of doom, any day now. It might just be specific to people in my family. I don't know. Because apparently that's something that constantly happens with us, and it's well, that's ridiculous. My dad has been doing his job for literally decades, and obviously they hired him not because he was good at lying, but because he was good at his job,
Right.
But every day it's is today the day that they're gonna just be we figured it out,
You're not really good at what you do.
You're not an actual person.
Right?
I mean, you're not a real human.
You're not real.
Well, when it comes to
All those
music,
captious.
I'll be honest with you, no, actually. I actually haven't experienced that with music. I don't know why. I mean, I still don't don't think I'm the shit. I don't think I'm great. But there's no like actual imposter part of that. It's more with animation. I keep feeling like if you listen to like FAQs and like Q&A stuff that I've done, or when people ask me for animation tips, they say, can you give me animation tips? And constantly I say to them, I'm not a real animator. I'm not a real animator. I'm not a real animator.
But you animated, like, you can't say that when you just did MGB.
Yeah.
Like, you
Exactly.
animated frames, dude.
You're not allowed to say that
But
You're not allowed to say that anymore.
Yeah, you can.
But the problem is that, number one, for whatever reason, and I know this is a stupid excuse, but I keep telling myself I'm not classically trained and I never set out to be an animator. I don't like things like squash and stretch, things like super like stylized like Gynaxy stuff that I love so much. I don't do it. Quite frankly, I look at my animation and I think it looks rather stiff. I think it's just making pictures move is the way that but isn't that what animation is? At the same time,
Style. Yeah.
at the same time, the problem is, and this is I'll go ahead and put this here. The story that I was going to give that's my example for the day is that, what inspired me to make music videos was actually, the group of three, the animation team called PPP. They do the music videos for Fake Type. They've done them for years and years and years.
Yes.
And yeah, those three are incredible. They're all three professional animators that excel at different parts of music video creation. And when they made the Fake Type music videos, they did pretty well, but they didn't blow up. When I saw the Fake Type music videos, they had about 100,000 views each on them. And I created Princess, and I was inspired by those three to start making music videos. So I made Princess by myself, just me, one lone kid who had never been classically trained, classically trained in animation. Just me, myself, just one kid who was a big fan of their stuff. And the video that I made got more views than every single video they had made together combined. And that, I should have felt like happy about it, but it just made me sad and frustrated and angry and confused and scared. And it really shouldn't have, but it did. And I think about that a lot. I don't know.
That actually like really, like, I know this is, I don't mean this in a mean way, but it interests me, like that entire scenario, because like that's something that like I feel that I can relate to in a lot of different ways that maybe I was never able to put into words before. But did you feel a sense of like, I'm an imposter, and like the people that deserve these views are the people that inspired me?
Exactly.
Like,
that's exactly
and like
it.
you in some way like took away like their views, like
Exactly.
but
that's
like
exactly
obviously
how I feel.
you understand that's a crazy thought, right?
I do. I know it is, but
Like
I
on
can't
the
stop.
mental logical level,
Yeah.
Yeah, but
It's
hard to-
frustrating.
yeah, of course. Like your brain is there's the logic side, and then there's the little monkey pee pee poo poo brain side. Like there's the emotional side that's like no. Yeah, I completely understand that. I feel like that as a cover artist, literally every song. And like when people are like, when people put me down and say that the original is better, I'm like, yes, of course. Of course.
You're
like
right.
I am
I
not
agree.
here to replace it. I've always felt, especially when it's like, because back when like we started this, like Raichi, a lot of Vocaloid producers were not putting things on YouTube. So like we would get more views,
would get the views,
than the videos that they would later upload. And it was very uncomfortable for me, because I was like, I don't know, I felt like the imposter, and I felt like I was doing something really wrong, and it was very frustrating, especially when like people would get things wrong. Like they'll be like, oh, she wrote this song, and I was like, no, it literally says right here. Like, or when they're like, you made this video, I'm like, no, do you not know what is happening? Like it was, I just truly always felt like just completely like a piece of shit all the time, and I still like, I'll feel that way, and like in my brain I know that's not completely true, but like it's definitely there, you know.
It exists. You
Yeah.
can't stop it.
Yeah.
It's that
Because like
knee-jerk reaction.
we respect these other people so much. Like we were inspired to like make things because of them,
Mm-hmm.
you know. And when it feels like we're doing something wrong to take it away from them, it's like
feels shitty.
very
Well, I
hard.
mean, if
feels
they were
bad.
mad, they could just copy claim it, and they do. So
They do that. But like I'm thinking of like my really early self where I was like, I don't know, God, there were some people that like they would email me these long things and like they would misunderstand exactly what part was me and what
are you
was
talking
not.
about
Like
wait, are you talking about like fans of yours emailed
Yeah.
you these things, or like okay?
or even in comments like drop pop candy, like that became like such a nightmare scenario because like at some point someone had used it for like an Undertale song and then
Yeah.
they started saying it
Yeah.
was from Undertale and then people on that video said no, Juby wrote it, and I was like, what the fuck, no, what the stop this. And I was like and I was like, if I can just take all these views and give them to like, but yeah,
Hey Karen,
Yeah.
remember that time I told you for your own mental health, don't read YouTube comments?
Oh.
This is why.
I stopped.
Yeah.
I stopped. It just like I
Yeah.
felt like such an imposter.
See, had I been in that place at that young age dealing with all of that, I probably would have like thought the same thing. I'm glad I'm older now where I could like properly assess the situation in the sense where it's like, I'm sure the other person knows that because they uploaded it to YouTube late and because they know people are making covers, like not just on Nico, but on YouTube as well, that this was going to happen. They're all adults. They all can think rationally, I hope. But
you hope, but
I mean,
even then,
yeah.
like now,
I mean, I still,
yeah.
but even on, you also have to look like on Nico, I see Utaite covers have way more views than the original, and they were uploaded after the original, so it's like,
I know. Well, I mean,
it happens,
so
like-
what's funny is that nowadays I don't have the struggle of like dealing with that, and now it's just like the struggle. It's a different struggle now. It's not. I don't know. I don't
Right.
struggle so much with the imposter syndrome as much. I struggle in other more interesting ways now. Does that mean I'm an adult?
Oh.
yeah.
Yes.
My struggles
I'd
have
say so.
changed.
You can still be an adult and have imposter syndrome. It just depends on which part of
Yeah.
your career you're on.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah.
I found this, and we don't have to do it, but I thought it would be kind of interesting because I think it's
a
obvious we
quiz?
all have it. But let's find out how much. There's a little quiz you can take.
Oh no.
Oh yeah, I
Oh,
love
boy.
taking tests to assess my
Okay,
mentality.
we'll
It should
put
take
this
10
in the
minutes.
description below if anybody wants to take it with us.
Yes.
I love this.
Yeah. Okay, 7 questions, 10 minutes.
Do you guys want to
You got 10
popcorn read
minutes,
the
yeah?
questions?
Oh hell yeah!
Cool. Who wants to start?
Okay, you start, Karen, because you're leading this.
Okay.
Popcorn Karen.
All right, my turn. Number
Okay.
1. I feel like I don't deserve any of the success I've attained.
Okay, Julie, what do you feel like for this? I'm gauging my answer on your. I'm just kidding.
I'm keeping all of mine completely
Yeah,
confidential.
we can all just read the questions out loud. Okay, popcorn.
Julie, what's your for number 1?
Popcorn and thong. Thongus? Reggie?
Dongus. Oh.
Who should go next? I'm sorry. I feel like I'm out of order on
okay,
Discord.
You popcorned 2 kernels at the same time.
Okay, popcorn and thong.
Okay, cool. Number 2, even if people praise my skills, I still don't think I'm as accomplished as they think I am. Wait, okay, now I have to like read this and actually do it.
Rachie, number 3.
I may get rewards for my hard work, but I don't feel I have earned them.
I am afraid that
Yikes,
people
Rooney.
will soon realize that I am not as smart as I make myself out to be.
Oh, fuck! I had to turn
I
away
don't
from
like
my
this.
mic to shout that.
All
I'm gonna
right.
score badly on this.
Most of the
Wait,
accomplishments I have were just a fluke. Yikes. Popcorn and thong.
I find it difficult to accept compliments. So I assume we're all unanimously putting number 1.
I downplay my achievements because I don't think they are as amazing as people think they are.
Man.
This is not a
All
good.
right. Yikes.
Wait, that one meme where it's like, I'm gonna listen to that was something secretary by whatever and have an absolutely dreadful time, and puts on the headphones and just immediately frown. That's like us taking this quiz. We're gonna take this imposter syndrome
Let's
test
go.
and have a dreadful time.
I can
Yeah.
fill this in.
All right.
I want to give them my credit card information, even if they don't ask for it.
No. Only the last
Big
3 numbers on the
mood.
back.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
As a treat.
Oh,
What is my
yikes.
cultural identity? I don't know.
White
Wait.
Hispanic?
Well, not Jewish.
Jewish.
Asian, duh. I live in Japan.
You're Asian,
Oh my God.
Julie. Everybody
like
thinks you're Asian.
Wow, you're so
cock
right.
Asian.
I didn't know. Cock Asian.
Cock Asian. I said penis, but in a different way.
Like cocking, white cock.
I'm white. Okay.
Whoa.
Credit card information.
No,
Credit
I just
card number.
went to the bottom and just see my score.
That's fair.
Yeah.
At least you can say
Wait,
I
are
don't
we-
want to
are we
answer
gonna
if you
go
don't want to
with these
answer.
out?
I'm just gonna score my test. Okay, that's depressing. Okay.
Scott. Woo!
Yeah, me too.
Okay, hold on. Score my test.
That's like a solid B+.
100 is 100. Are we aiming for 100% or 0?
Zero.
Oh, bye, Rachie. Dead forever.
Well,
I think you're aiming for 0. If it's an imposter syndrome scale, 100 is not good.
yeah, 100 is
100%
not
you are
good.
not an imposter. 0% you failed this test. You are an imposter.
Imposter test. You're an imposter. Oh.
Well, just like my brain thought I would receive this score, I received a 53. You're gonna give me a seizure, girl,
I'm so sorry.
with your steroids.
I really
Wow, I
liked
got an
it.
A
makes
on this
sense.
test.
I got like a
Wow.
solid
Oh my
B+.
God. Oh wow. Karen, what about? Oh no, I'm not. Karen, share.
Hold on one second.
kidding.
Yeah, I skipped a couple of the last ones, but I did answer a few. Hold on a sec. Let's see. I'm at 80. It says, no matter what you manage to accomplish, you are unable to enjoy your success. Yep, there we go. That's depressing,
There
but
we
that is
go.
actually every single day of my life.
You may take pride in some of your achievements, but still struggle to take full ownership of them. Sometimes, in spite of all that you have accomplished and the effort you have put into achieving it, you feel like a bit of an imposter. As a result, you may attribute some of your success to factors beyond your control, and therefore feel like you haven't entirely earned the respect and praise that you are given. You want to believe that you are worthy of success, but can't fully convince yourself. Damn, I got read for filth, huh?
Wait, what was your score, Anthong?
53.
Okay, that's pretty good. I mean, you still have it a little bit, but
I mean, I do be having it, though.
You do be
but,
having
like,
it,
yeah,
but-
Did you
I can
lie
totally
on
see
that?
myself.
Did you lie
No.
on this quiz?
Ah, God, I wish I should have lied. If I lied, I probably would have ended with like a 90. I don't know, or a 0, 10. I don't know. Who knows? Anyways, no, this makes sense. I definitely not just regarding this quiz, not just regarding imposter syndrome, but a lot of things. I've always had that like outside factor that I can't control. That plays a part in my life where I'm like,
Right.
I wish I could control you, but I can't. So I can't feel like I can't earn this respect and praise.
yeah,
Yeah.
completely understandable. I get you, dude.
No, thanks, B.
Yeah. We'll get through it, guys. We'll fight it.
Okay, I
wanna
think
go
it's
out.
time for
Maybe
a
later.
quick commercial break. Do we have a
Yeah,
sponsor for this
good.
podcast?
Rachie broke out the nail file. Yeah, she like started like linking me a bunch of like Endeavor tweets like in public on her Twitter. Just she was like at Anthong. She's like, look at these buff men titties. And I was like, I'm kissing you on the mouth. I don't know.
And now she has no eyebrows. This is what
Yeah,
happens.
because she probably saw my Photoshop picture where I had
eyebrows.
no eyebrows, and that's why. Wait, I'm gonna see if I can find that. I want to link that in chat for Karen.
Send her any
Karen.
eyebrowless photos, and she will hate me.
Oh yeah, is that Karen? Is that your kink? No eyebrows?
Let me see.
Oh, I miss you.
Let me see.
Oh wait, I'm trying. I have to get the picture. Hold on.
Karen has no eyebrows. Karen was
my
born
God.
eyebrowless.
I am so
it's the
sorry.
truth. I'm very sensitive about it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
cool.
I'll stop bringing it up.
Too good, too good.
It's also like having no eyebrows.
Do you have to like use your fingers to like Be like, these are my angry eyebrows. I'm angry now. Or like,
Can you do you draw
sad.
on your own eyebrows? Is it different every day? Do you write hell yeah on them?
No. I have to draw my eyebrows in. I have to fill them in because otherwise they're just like very, very light.
Oh my god. Queen gives you some of my eyebrow hair and gives them to you.
Please don't talk
That
to
would
me.
be like really weird, but like 6-word horror story glues my eyebrow hair to you.
See, and this is how we get back to those conversations of having like cheese baby pregnancy.
Excuse me.
I just don't really like that.
I mean, like, no one asked, and now if I had to hear it, so do you. Continue, Julie.
You drink the retin, the
The retin? The retinol?
you drink
was
the
it called?
potion, the cheese potion. You drink some milk,
You rub the lotion
You
on
heat-
skin,
you
or
heat
else it
your
gets the hose
stomach.
again.
and you have a cheese
You
baby.
don't move.
You don't move.
You don't move.
You don't move for
Yeah.
days.
Yeah.
And
have
then
a
you
cheese
go to the
baby.
hospital and you explain to the
Yeah.
doctor. Or would you go to a doctor or would you go to like a cheese specialist? Anyway.
I don't know, but when you go, you say, "These curds are my children, and they are on their way. Curds and whey."
Disgusting.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have a
I'm
C-section.
executing my. I'm
C for
okay.
cheese.
Well,
Okay. A cheese section.
Can we just continue with the podcast? I want to leave as soon as possible.
I want to go back to the realm of Eorzea. I want to escape this place.
I'm gonna disappear for 20 years. You're gonna get like a little thing in the mail, like a
No,
little
I
invite in the
won't. No, I
mail,
won't. I
and you're
won't
all gonna
open it.
show up.
Dang.
You're all gonna show up at like the hospital room, and I'll be like, "Here's my child. Come meet my child." And like the
Nope,
baby's
I
head
won't.
turns
I will
around,
turn
and it's just
around
cheese.
Nope, I will leave. I will leave, but I won't even come.
Oh, I'm excited.
Anyway, Karen, take it away.
Cheese ages.
Oh, are we-
Please take her away. Take her away.
Take me away.
Take me away. God damn it.
I'm sorry. Anthong's face right
Get
now.
out of my head! Get out of my head!
That peaked so bad, by the way, so unfortunately you made me think.
Karen's neighbors are like, "What the fuck is that?"
No.
Except in
It
Japanese.
no, yeah, except in Japanese. Yeah.
That's
What-
a
what-
sakabend. Never mind.
No, that was literally perfection.
Nani
I'm crying my eyes out. Anyways,
He's like
okay,
a
Karen.
broom. They're like, "What the fuck?" Hot.
So, last time on Yonaka Tea Time, Dragon Ball Z, we all took a test and cried.
Yeah, we all came to terms with the reality.
But what if I took that test and it said like, "Wow, you have super imposter syndrome," and what if like I really was an imposter? Like I wasn't actually like Juby. Like I was
I'm
like,
definitely an imposter. I'm bootleg Jubiphonic, apparently.
Yeah, come on.
Then I think it might not be a syndrome. I think you might actually just be an imposter.
I might
Well, wait,
actually be.
I'm a gay imposter. I get the question, "Are you actually gay?" Like so often on my YouTube comments.
Wait,
It's
I'm
like
sorry,
it's
what?
genuinely hilarious.
Are you a fake
Wait,
gay
who's
or a real
asking?
gay?
Yeah, I got a couple of comments where people like, or when I do like a small stream, so I sometimes get a comment or two that's like, "Are you actually gay?" I was like,
Like, do gay
Because
people
my Christian
exist?
mom
Like,
won't let me watch your channel if you're gay.
I'm like, does the Robert Downey Jr. pillow not tell you? Like, I don't get it. Like,
how do you
what?
prove? How are you gonna prove? I'm sorry. I know this is completely off topic, but how do you even prove that? Like,
You just have
Go get
your
married.
word and actions.
go get married and show them. Here's my husband. Like,
Yeah, here's my husband.
There
Oh,
he
it could be
is.
fake though. I could be faking it.
That's true.
Oh no. I have to go
imposter.
take a gay test.
Yeah, go
see
take a
these
gay
colors.
test on the internet. We love these quizzes.
Wasn't it like a Newgrounds or like an E-Bombs World thing? It was like the
Probably.
gay test and it's like it's the colors. I think it might have been a jump scare. I don't
Yeah,
know.
yes.
Anyways,
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
sounds right.
Back to Imposter
right.
Syndrome by Karen.
Yeah, back to Imposter Syndrome. So
Featuring
interestingly,
the gang.
featuring the gang, I actually wanted to have you take a look at this. It's not a graph, but it's a take a look at this chart. It's a where'd it go?
Is it at the bottom?
It might have.
imposter
Okay,
syndrome.
next steps. Okay, how do we get out of this? Luckily, there are some other mindsets that we can pick. But first, let's check and see which of the following you identify with. I'm going to read these out loud for the audience that can't see. But there's an
Yes,
image
please.
that shows apparently there's not. You can actually kind of divide up the different symptoms of imposter syndrome into different types, and you may not experience just one. You might experience more than one, or maybe one is the main and you have some like subs in there as well. But here's basically how it's divided on this chart that someone made. It says, and by the way, this
Okay.
is not meant to diagnose. We are not doctors. We are not psychiatrists.
Diagnosing already.
me, Dr.
I think
Karen.
everybody knows
Okay.
by now
Disclaimer.
that like 4 people still technically like not really that into like 3 of which are still living in their parents' house. Would probably not give
This is
like
not
the best mental health advice.
Right, we're not. We aren't researchers. We aren't doctors. Disclaimer. Go get a professional help you. But this is.
But I am. Here's my business card. You can find me here, and this is my extension.
You can find Anthong somewhere on the internet. So basically, here is how they've divided it. And this may help you kind of like identify and pinpoint what your method of thinking is, and the new thoughts that you can try and put into your head. The new thoughts that you can try and inject into your mentality when dealing with imposter syndrome. So first, let's figure out what's your imposter type. Ooh, I feel like I've just opened up an issue of 17 magazine, and I'm about to take a look into.
My imposter type is ENFP.
I'm Cancer.
God,
Rachel, shut the fuck up.
this does kind of feel like one of those quizzes in like a teen magazine, but we're gonna ignore that and we're gonna
Oh my
look at
god!
the
I
information.
hope I get Leonardo DiCaprio.
Whoa, yeah, as my celebrity future husband. Okay.
Celebrity
Celebrity
non-threatening
imposter
boys.
syndrome. Who are you? I hope
got
I get Robert
spicy.
Downey Jr.
It's got spicy. So, type 1 is the perfectionist. I should deliver a perfect performance 100% of the time. My work must always be A+. Okay.
Ooh.
Next.
I got an
Next
A+ on my
is-
depression test.
That wasn't it. That wasn't it. Fuck.
No, there's more.
Oh fuck.
There's more.
Oh, but
Ladies and
there's more.
gentlemen, there's more. Type 2.
Oh, I'm scared. Haha.
The expert.
Dang.
If I were really smart, I would already know everything I need to know to do this.
Yeah.
All right. Next, type 3. The soloist. And down here in the more detailed description it says the rugged individual / the soloist. And it says, I believe that true competence is equal to my own unassisted achievements. I must do everything myself.
Okay,
There
but
were a
isn't
lot of
this
big
exactly
word-
what they taught in school? I'm just like, is this not exactly what they pushed into your little tiny little baby brain like all the time?
That's the problem.
The United States of America education be like, whoa, we're gonna fuck you up.
Exactly. Exactly. Training us to get
I'm
ready
so
for the
glad
capitalist
I am
society.
too stupid to understand what number 3 means. Number 4.
All right. It's okay, Anthony. I can explain it to you because, little known fact,
Oh, don't.
number
It's okay.
3 is actually the main one that I suffer from. Anyway, yeah. So,
You're too smart for me.
It's
Do you
okay.
watch Rick and Morty?
actually, yes, I'm a big fan. But
Oh my god, your IQ is so high.
I
Anyways,
know,
continue.
right? I'm a big-brained individual. I've taken the red pill. But anyway, I'll explain it further later. Type 4. Type 4 is the Superwoman or Superman. If I were really competent, I would be able to do it all and do it easily and well. Emphasis on the easily and well part. Okay, and type 5. The great mind. I judge myself on ease and speed. If I were really competent, it would come quickly and easily. Right.
Yes.
So, if we scroll down, we can get a little bit more of a detailed description of each. So,
Okay, let's. But can we self-diagnose? What type do we think we are?
yes, self-diagnosis corner. Let's go ahead and self-diagnose ourselves.
I think
yeah.
I'm type 1.
Okay.
The perfectionist. So
Yeah.
let's talk about that, Anthong, real quick. Let's talk about that.
Okay.
So the perfectionist.
My mom drilled it into my brain.
Right.
I go to therapy
see.
for it to unlearn it.
Right.
It's been established.
Gotcha. Well, let's see what we can do to kind of help you on that.
Okay.
This isn't a cure, by the way. We're not
Okay.
doctors. I'm not a doctor. I'm
Electroshock therapy, please. I vote that one.
I'm a baby living in Japan. I can't help you. But
Okay.
the perfectionist is, these are high performers who pride themselves on producing the highest caliber of work. They tend to micromanage and have a hard time delegating. The perfectionist has to be the one to do things because they fear that things won't be done well if they aren't involved.
Oh, you mean me at work? Me micromanaging, and I'm like, everyone get off the cafe coffee bar. I'm gonna do everything now because y'all make a mess.
Yeah, it's a perfect fit for you, Thongus.
It really is.
Right.
It really is.
So, why do you? I'm gonna go therapist on you. Why do you feel this way in your
Because
life?
I am a disorganized person in real life. And if I can have organization in the workplace, that's something.
Well, there you go. See,
think
that's
it's
kind of
a feeling-
positive.
I think it's a feeling of
just
control.
drilled. It was also just drilled into my brain at such a young age.
Yeah.
It was
Right.
the phrase. I'm gonna let you know the phrase. You did so good, but I know you can do better. Doesn't help. Oh my god. Yeah.
Don't
Yeah.
hate it.
Yeah.
Get rid of
Grew
it.
up with that for 23 years.
God.
Crying my eyes out.
Yeah.
Well,
hate it.
Thongus, I'm really sorry to hear that, and that's a struggle, and I hope that you are successful in kind of unlearning that, but also finding the balance. Let's see what
my
kind
God.
of, yeah, you're welcome, I love you.
Okay. Kisses you on the mouth. I love you too.
Wow,
Okay.
that's really sweet. Let's take a look at these
Yep.
new thoughts that have been
taste sweet.
recommended. So, the new thoughts that have been recommended are, I can't wait for everything to be perfect. I have to just take action and correct as I go. I need to let myself move forward. Sometimes good is good enough. I learn more when I make mistakes.
Okay. Sometimes I have the thought. Good enough.
Good enough. Well, see, that's good.
But like it's not frequent. So
Right.
it needs to be more frequent.
Right. That would be a nice thing. I believe you can
Sometimes
do it.
I say it. I think it's frequent because I say it as a joke, and I'm just kind of like, no, you have to. It's not a joke. It's not just to make people laugh. You have to accept it.
Yeah, it's something you're saying on the outside so that your brain gets it, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
But you have to fully kind of find a way to embrace it, you know? And it'll take time. It won't just happen overnight,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
yeah.
I think
Yeah.
I'm literally like every single one on these lists. And like, it's so like painful to like go through this because it's also like, Jesus Christ. Yeah, those are the words. The new thoughts are the ones that like, you know, you say out loud and you're like trying to knock into your tiny little monkey brain. But it's also like, oh my God.
Yeah.
You're constantly having to remind yourself that. Like, I literally am doing
Yeah.
it in this moment. Like, I cannot not care. It just, it physically does not vibe with me. But we're
Right.
trying.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good.
We are.
As long as you try, that is what's important. Instead of just accepting that you will never feel happy about your success ever in your life, which is really
Yeah.
sad. Because if you
I mean,
think
like-
about it,
Yeah, it's hard. It's gonna really keep you from like being able to be satisfied with anything, you know?
and then kind of what's the point of like striving for anything if you know that when you reach the top of the mountain, there's no reward there for yourself in your own mind, you know?
Yeah. I tell that
Yeah.
to my therapist and she just squirts me with the spray bottle. I'm like, no.
Don't be that way.
It's like, now what do we do with these thoughts? And I'm like, kill ourselves? And she's like, no. So
She's
yeah.
like, no!
That's not it.
Nice John Mulaney impression, Julie.
Thank you. I try.
Oh.
Richie, do you vibe with any of these?
I vibe with 2 and 4.
Okay, let's take a look
Two
at
and
them.
four.
Oh, but yeah.
Okay, so we've got number 2. Let's start with number 2. The expert. These kinds of people feel like they've tricked their way into their position and they don't deserve it.
Oh, I can see you feeling that way, yeah.
Yeah. Here are some new thoughts that maybe you can roll around every once in a while in your brain that might be kind of helpful. There are many paths to expertise, especially through experiential. I'm such an idiot. Experiential
No,
learning.
you got it.
It's okay to have in-depth knowledge in some areas and not in all. There is no end to learning, but I don't have to wait until I've learned it all. When I don't know all the answers, I can seek out others to fill the gaps. I am competent even when I don't know it all. It's a lot to unpack. It's a lot to let sit and digest. And it's not like you're gonna think these things. Yeah. It's not like you're gonna think these new thoughts and be like, I'm cured. Can't believe it. You've showed me something that I haven't seen before. No. Just something to think about when those thoughts come
It's
up.
a lot to unpack, so let's just throw away the entire suitcase.
I often feel like there are thoughts that I've like never actually expressed out loud, and like I don't know whether or not like this will mean anything, but like
Yes, Julie, if you had a penis, it would be the biggest penis.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
I know. God gave me 6 inches somewhere else.
No, he did not.
It's probably a solid 7, Julie.
Thank you, 12.
My buffalo is scared. Anyways.
This big. But this is something I've never actually said out loud. But Rachie, you may not think yourself the expert, but in my eyes, I have always thought you to be very knowledgeable about a lot of things that I don't know. And literally, this has been consistent throughout the entire time I've known you. Doesn't matter if you are younger than me at all. There are so many things that you know, especially like when it comes to like Vocaloid producers, or like you're up to date on like all this kinds of knowledge. Like I can usually consistently go to you and like you'll have an answer.
Julie, I don't mean to interrupt. Can you repeat that entire thing again, but scroll up and look at the very first picture of this fucking document?
I understand
of the very
that.
first
I
imposter
understand
syndrome.
that. No, I got that. But I also just want you to know that's my perspective. Like, I'm just saying, like, you may not think that, like, you know everything, or, like, you may not think that, like, okay, this has come easy to me and, like, I only know this much. But, like, from even just my point of view, I feel like your brain is massive. Like,
Sis,
you
your
just give a meat
mind.
Huge huge ass meat.
I just wanted to like share that perspective. Like,
I would
because it's
also
like
like
stuff
to
that like it's always just been in the back of my mind, but like I realize there are things I just don't say out loud, you know?
Right.
But yeah.
I'd also like to contribute to that. I'd like to actually add on to that. And when I say this, I want to make it very clear that I'm saying this, it's not as an ass pat. I'm stating a fact that I've noticed. And the fact that I'm about to state doesn't need to be met with any kind of like obligatory thank you or anything like that. Just so you know, I'm stating a fact. I'm stating a fact. You are so knowledgeable about so many things in like mixing that I don't understand. So yeah, that's my observation. It's not even like a compliment or me trying to be nice. It is an observation to you. So yeah.
Yeah, I got one too, Rachie. Your tits are huge.
Can you stop? Okay, I can take that one. Thank you.
You take that one. You take I just got it. Okay.
Thank you. Sick.
That's beautiful. Sick tits.
Sick. Nice titties.
Sorry.
Actually, they're pretty healthy. They're huge.
Thank you. You're so welcome.
This
So much
is
huge
an
meat in
important
here.
episode.
This is a very important episode. I gotta throw a little bit of humor in there somewhere.
It's okay.
I got it.
Yeah, in the midst
Yeah,
of
we
all
got
the
it.
darkness,
Yeah.
there needs to be some
Yeah.
funny quips, and you are a great supplier of funny quips,
Okay.
Anton.
Thanks.
I love
I'm
you.
doing kegels right now.
Yeah.
Okay, I love you too.
Let's go ahead and hit that other one that Rachie also mentioned. Number 4, the Superwoman / Superman. This is a person with a can-do attitude who is prone to pushing themselves to their limits. These kinds of people feel the need to prove themselves and feel like they constantly need to earn their stripes.
Yeah.
That's a big fucking mood right there, TBH.
Does Superwoman have stripes?
You know, I actually don't.
I think you're talking about Captain America.
Must be
I think you're talking about Tony the Tiger.
I love
don't need
him.
to shut up.
Frosted Flakes, like part of a daily
You know,
good
you're right.
breakfast. Yeah.
I thought
And your
Tony the
stripes.
Tiger was a lion for a sec, and I was like,
Oh yeah, they're all
tigers
kind of the
don't
same
have
animal.
stripes.
Huh?
His boyfriend probably is, or girlfriend. I don't judge.
Yeah. This is
severely-
honestly
I
though,
severely judge.
I like
needs
to
to
look
be
at this
good.
one and think of it as probably the most positive out of all of them. To be honest, they mention a can-do attitude, right? So obviously you must have some level of like knowing that you can do it, and that's why you push yourself to your limit, right? You wouldn't push yourself to the limit if you didn't have some level of like confidence, I guess, to know that you can.
No. You're looking at it from a very positive view, right? Because from in my head, it's that person can do it. Why can't I?
Oh,
They're telling me I can do it, so why can't I?
Yeah.
I get it. So you feel like you have to prove yourself.
It's not really, to myself, but also to other
Yeah.
people, but also for myself, but also when I can't do it, it's like.
I get you. I get you. Well, let's go ahead and read what these new thoughts are. It says, it's okay to delegate and accept that others won't do it just like me. Oh. It's okay to say no when I know I can't do something. Or at the very least, extend the deadline I set for myself. I am going to follow the... What the fuck is this? Pareto principle.
The 80-20 rule?
Oh, I don't know what the
guess
fuck
so.
that is. Hold on. And focus on the 20%. The 80-20 rule suggests we should focus on the few larger items that will generate the most significant results. Okay. I learned something new. I don't have to operate at the top of my capacity in all areas of life at one time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Easier said than done, but good advice
Easier said
nonetheless.
than done. Good advice, but
Yeah.
Good advice.
I
think-
feel like for girls,
yeah.
right? For women, there's always that narrative that successful woman is the one that can do it all,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and like, it's
and you should be
very
able to
strong.
do it all.
You should be able to. Why can't you? If you can't just like
Yeah.
go back home and like fix the kitchen or something.
I mean, like, obviously, those expectations are they're never right. And, like, anyone that sold themselves as, like, the Superwoman or the Superman or any of that is just basically, like, no one really is, perfect at everything,
And I feel like I should not be talking about this subject at all, but I feel like those women, the expectations are placed on women like that because of men. Like, because men are awful and they're like, you gotta be better than them. Like,
No, I think that's really with
That's
every
fair.
type of minority. It's, it's because
You have
that's
to
the
work
whole idea
harder.
of privilege, where it's just like it's given to you, it's the invisible thing.
Yeah.
But there is actually something really interesting. I picked up a book literally I didn't know there was a feminist section of my library
Shit,
once.
bitch, you read?
And this was like a book from like the 80s or 90s, and apparently it was back when it was like, can a woman have it all? Can a woman have a family and a job? And they're basically like, no, she can't. Like, that was the end of the thing. And I was like,
It was a thick cover and then like one page. It was like, no.
It says nope.
And it was like, end.
and then
the
they're
author's
basically
pictures
like,
on the back.
yeah, and women that followed careers ended up being sadder. And I was like, okay, this is
Well.
a cool book.
I
But
felt
yeah, no,
that.
that's full of
Which
shit.
Lifetime,
but
which Hallmark Channel producer wrote that book?
Yikes.
I need to move to Christmas Town. But no,
Swiping
they're full
all
of
the way, Tinder all the way, whatever it was.
Tinder all the way.
shit. Shut up, shut up.
that?
Oh yeah, that
Horrifying.
entire idea has like, it's not even like such an old idea. It's literally just from like 10 or 20 years ago. Like, it was just,
Yeah.
it's still there,
Yep. I can
So
see
yeah,
that.
the bar is high. And the bar
is
should
very
not be this
high.
high. And whoever believes in the bar being this high needs to like take a good long look at themselves. Like,
Yeah. I
The
mean,
bar is so high, it's
Yeah.
becoming monkey bars right now.
I don't know, dude. I will comment on.
Why did you just say that?
What'd you say?
Monkey bars. I just lost my shit.
it's the monkey bars.
Yeah, the
But
bar is so
yeah.
high they become monkey bars.
I will mention
yeah,
though that
any-
there is that idea that like, oh yeah, like if they did find indeed that women who went to go work on their own were sadder, I do want to remark that growing up where I grew up, I have seen quite a fair few incredibly sad and disillusioned housewives. So the grass is always going to be greener on the other side, and at the end of the day, no matter what you choose to do with your life, it is up to you to search for that happiness. Not one way is going to give you a better chance of being happy than the other. Okay.
I vibe with that.
Yeah, just a quick PSA.
Quick PSA to all the people out there thinking about marriage or a job. Let's just, let's take a second.
You said or job like really slurred, so I thought you were gonna say marriage orgy. And
yes, it's called a marriage orgy, and it's actually called sister wives. No, don't do that.
Brother husbands?
Don't do it. Don't do it.
I think I'll just go live in the wild and become like brethren of like the wolves or something, or go turn into a dolphin.
Okay.
Oh no, I'm kind of sick of this world.
I'll visit you.
Yeah, a dolphin? Wait, I want to do that.
Yeah, dolphins are sick. They're smart too.
Hey, Anthong. This is a stupid joke. I learned how to speak dolphin
How?
with ease. Got him.
Damn it, I don't have
I hate
permissions
myself.
to remove you from the call.
You
Only
really
Rishi does.
don't.
Fuck.
Yes.
What a shame.
Feminism.
Yeah.
Anyway, feminism.
Actually be like, yes. Feminism.
It does tie in a bit here because actually studies do show that women do experience it more than men. And that's not to say that men don't. It's
Experience what?
Imposter syndrome.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say feminism. Because that was the last thing said.
Shit, that's funny.
It's fucking funny. Yipes. Man.
Well, have you guys seen that stupid meme where it wasn't actually a meme, but it was like a cutout from like an old-timey newspaper, and it was like, do women secretly hate each other? And it was like, we asked 2 men, and they said yes. The one woman we asked said no. Like,
I can't fucking breathe.
why did you ask men?
What was that? That sounds like an article on The Onion.
Honestly,
It really
yes.
does.
It does.
I fucking love that shit.
Wow.
Oh my
yes.
god.
Well,
Okay.
let's go ahead and self-diagnose myself.
yes.
Let's see. So I
Exciting.
put myself at, actually, little known fact, I actually identify with all of
Wait,
these.
can I guess? Oh, okay.
God damn it. Hang on, I haven't finished my sentence.
Okay, can I guess?
Yes.
Wait, so were you gonna say, but there's one I identify with the most?
There's one I identify with the most, and there's one that I don't identify with.
Oh,
Okay. Okay. Let me see. I would say. I want to say you're a perfectionist. You are type 1. Mm-hmm. Yeah. The end.
The end.
Karen
That's
definitely
sweet.
thinks she's got to do it all herself. That's why she doesn't ask for help ever from us, ever.
Yeah. I would also say. Yeah.
Yeah.
the soloist.
Cool. So you're pretty much on the right track. Basically, I identify with all of them except for 5, which is the great
Really?
mind. The great mind is I judge myself on ease and speed. If I were really competent, it would come quickly and easily. I don't want it to be easy. I don't want it to be quick. I want to suffer. I want to feel the burn as I surely
Okay.
bleed and sweat and cry over a project because it feels good to suffer as I make my way towards the top of the mountain. Anyway, a whole stream of thoughts just came out of me in that moment there.
Karen
But
is such a bottom.
Karen's brain is like, it's 2 p.m., time for your dick flattening.
masochistic, but listen, the one that I identify with the most is, of course, number 3, the rugged individual / the soloist. These kinds of people don't like asking for help. They pride themselves on holding the weight of the company, or in my position, the project, on their shoulders and don't want to look incapable by asking for assistance. This is incredibly true in my life because I have a dear friend who sometimes likes to help me with MVs, and she'll say, "Let me take on some of the work," and my first thought is, no. I want to do it all myself. And a lot of it has to do with my feelings of like, I want to prove how competent I am. I want to prove to everyone that I can animate this thing on myself, and then it ties into the perfectionist type as well, because I have this feeling that if I don't handle everything myself, it will not adhere to the very consistent and strong vision that I have outlined for what I want it to be.
Hey, Karen, quick
Yeah.
question. Just insight, based on facts of life. Do you think the soloist part of you could derive from the fact that someone in your life whomst you relied on dirtied you in the worst possible way?
Well, when you say it that way, actually,
And you don't really want a repeat of that to ever happen again, and you have to prove yourself as you don't need anyone else because they could just hurt you in the end, so you have to do it all yourself?
wow, you really kind of got it down, didn't you, Thongus? I gotta say,
Says he's not a doctor.
listen,
You can find my business card in the description below.
I mean, that's definitely it. It actually hasn't just happened once in my life. It's happened all throughout just the entire timeline of my life, I guess. It's why I'm hesitant to do collabs unless I know your work ethic. It's why I'm hesitant to ask for help with projects and stuff. It's why I don't start my own MV team. I just feel like I need to do it all by myself, and I feel like it's like a way to prove that I guess I'm confident, because I don't know, back in the day when I was just doing comics and whatever, I had my little group of friends, and we all kind of just strove to improve in our own little circle of art friends and whatever, but I was always the worst out of everyone. I was always the least famous out of everyone. All of my friends had so many fans and supporters, people drawing fan art of their characters, and I always kind of knew that I wasn't as good as everyone else, I guess. And so when I started doing everything on my own, and I guess in an attempt to prove myself, because I was like, I'm not going to make it in the comics industry, but I want to be good at something, I just kind of did everything by myself, and now it's like things have really kind of turned upward, but I won't accept it. I won't accept that I've done well. I don't know why. My brain just keeps pushing me back to that time when I was kind of the worst out of everyone else, and I'm like, I'm still not really great. TBH, I don't know if I deserve it or not. But you know what?
I think you're pretty mad sexy and amazing, so.
You know what? Thank you, Thongus. But
Okay.
I go back to something sometimes, and it's something that actually Al told me recently. He called me on his live stream to celebrate 100K subscribers, and he said, you know what your appeal point is, Karen? It's that
Massive donkers.
Yeah, massive badonkers.
You're a badonka-donkaroo.
So huge.
That is so big.
He gets down on one knee.
he said.
He's forced down on one knee because the gravitational pull from Karen's.
Trying to resist.
Sorry.
You don't need to, but you can if you want. He said, you know what your appeal point is, Karen, is that you always try your best and you never give up. He said that's your appeal point, isn't it? What did he say?
He said that's your appeal point.
That you never give up. He said something along the lines of he's like, itsumo ganbatteru, that you're always saying that. That's like your appeal. I guess.
Kiss him on the mouth.
Kiss him on the mouth, please.
That made me very happy. It made me feel like,
So sweet.
yeah, I guess I'll keep going. I'll keep trying.
Hell yeah, gambate.
When your big inspiration
get
says
in.
that to you, you're sort of like, oh, I have no choice. I guess I gotta.
Yeah.
Guess I got
Yeah. That man really inspired me to do so much. So, yeah, that was helpful. That was a big validation for your boy. So
Nice. Aw,
I'm going to remain positive.
do it.
Yeah.
You have no choice.
I have no choice now. People are looking at me like, hey, you can do it. I won't let them down. But I'll do it for myself, too.
Yay!
I'm going to try to do it for myself as well. Yeah.
That's good. Believe in the him that believes in you. And then maybe
Yeah.
someday just believe in you.
Believe in
Yeah, true.
him.
Yeah, exactly.
Believe in you.
I loved that message from that anime so much. It's like you start off when you're unable to believe in yourself. You start off believing in those who believe in you, and then someday you're finally able to believe in yourself. I like to believe that's
Hell
what's
yeah.
gonna happen for us.
Hell yeah.
For now, my dogs believe in me.
That's
Someday
good.
they won't. Someday
I
they
believe
won't,
in you
but for
too,
now.
silly. Silly?
Yay.
Yeah.
They're also very cute.
I'm glad that we didn't even need to read the new thoughts for me to find out the answer. That's good.
Oh, hey.
Hey, yo.
Did it.
The answer was inside yourself all along.
Exactly. But there is a
I
good
hate
piece of advice that I do want to take. And it says, I should welcome the advice from others who might know more about this than I do. Which I kind of want to do from now on. I want to be more accepting of when people want to
Yeah.
reach out and help me. I don't want to coldly turn them away because I have something to prove, you know?
For sure, for sure.
Yeah.
Aww.
Cool.
Aww.
Are there any more of these that you wanted to talk about? GB, I know you said that you kind of struggle with all of these, in a way.
All I imagine is like
in
the
general.
Voltron, they all come together into one giant mecha. Like, the fuck are you gonna do now? Yeah, no, all of them. I get them all.
God damn.
Like, there's just like, I totally get the perfectionist. I totally get the rugged individual. I totally get the Superwoman thing, you know, the expert.
Yeah.
Like, it's all just like hearkening back to the fact that like, you just, I don't know, I'm very controlling of everything. Every little detail. I overwork myself to a point that it's like, wow, you didn't need to do that. And now you hate everything. And it's like, it's very frustrating because then you begin to dislike the things that like you like, you know, because everything, like I'm the type of person that takes every hobby and monetizes it, you know. There's
Right.
like literally just no chill. And like, yeah, like, and in school, like, we would do group projects, and it was so frustrating. I would just ask to do it alone.
Oh, yeah. 'Cause relying on
you
other
know.
people sucks.
Relying
Yeah,
on
I
other
feel
people
that.
is horrible. And
Yeah.
I've had a lot of that, you know, at least, like, obviously even on YouTube, where it's like, you know, trying to do
Yeah.
collaborations. But, like, I always took it way too seriously as well, and people, you know...
Yeah, didn't take it as serious enough.
Yeah, and that would always kind of frustrate me, to the point that I would just, if I could learn to do that skill, I would just learn it. Whether or not I was good at it or not, I just, like, I wanted to have that control and not have to rely on someone. And yeah, it's kind of been like that. I recently have started kind of relying more on some friends that I trust. Because I do have a friend who is a professional, like, audio engineer and, like, is always on my case about, like, if you need help, just ask me. Or if, like, you want me to show you something, just ask me, you know. And for years, I was just like, no, like, it doesn't matter. Like, plus, like, I'm very particular, you know. But I don't know. I don't really have, like, a good ending to that. The only reason now why, like, I've started accepting his help is because, like, I've stopped caring as much, which I don't know if that's like a actually good thing.
I see.
And because, like, obviously my problem is that I care too much, you know, and like
Yes,
it's just
you
like
do.
it's way too much. Yeah, it's like it's ridiculous, you know. If I can't get this absolutely perfect, what's the point at all, you know? And so now by accidentally not caring, like maybe this will, you know, be a good enough experience for me to, like, depend on people more, you know.
Right.
But yeah, it's hard to say. Like, I can't even say for sure exactly if any of these, I don't know. I'm a combination of all of them and none of them at the same time. I know my own weaknesses as they are.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, I like all of these, you know, new thoughts. You know, these are all
Yeah,
very helpful.
Same here.
Yeah.
I think the one that I definitely don't agree with or doesn't vibe with me actually is probably the Great Mind too. The fifth one, because I'm like, I've literally, like, yeah, I'm always like, I want to be able to be an expert like immediately, but also at the same time, I know that I'm not going. Like, if I get good at something immediately, I'm probably not good at it. So like, I'm okay with like taking my time with it because I'm like, I don't know. I don't want to be tricked in.
I feel the same way. Like, I've kind of actually minor vibe. Like, I'm just like type 1, like 100% all the way. But like, when I was taking physics, engineering physics, I had to like unlearn like the whole type 5, type 2 thing, the expert and the great mind, because I was basically looking at myself and I was like, why am I not getting this? Why am I not understanding? I failed this class twice. What is wrong with me? And then I went to therapy and she was like, you don't have to be good at every single subject ever. Yep. And I was like, huh.
It doesn't need to be easy all the time.
Oh, okay. Huh. I was like, yeah, I suck at physics. Yeah, I suck at physics. Okay. Engineering physics, but physics, yeah.
Heck yeah. No. Well, there you go.
That was me in math, except my therapist was like, if I get down on my knees and beg you to give up on this math course, would you do it? And I was like, haha, no. I will literally die.
That sounds like
I will literally die before I give up.
You're like, gee. Right.
Man.
Yeah.
It's all about balance at the end of the day, y'all.
Yeah.
It's all about balancing like the good parts of your motivations and trying your best to kind of push down the doubts and fears that are creeping up, you know, and telling you,
telling you bad,
the demons,
Juvie, bad, the demons. Not good. You get the
tell yourself
bottle.
That's just the rat brain. That's just the lizard. That's just what the lizard controlling your brain thinks, right?
Exactly.
Exactly.
The little reptile in your brain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just the chip that the government put in my brain when I escaped Area 51 is telling me.
Yeah. Pretty much. I would say so.
Yeah.
I mean, if honestly,
can you
if
guys
someone
believe
out there,
it's been just over 26 years since I escaped Area 51?
Oh, it's amazing.
Yeah.
It's really amazing.
Yikes.
They haven't found you yet, but we're waiting. We're hoping.
Remember when everyone wanted to storm that place? Like, I was like, I ain't going back.
Okay, is this a good place to wrap it up?
Yeah.
Do we want to
move on to Twitter
All right,
questions?
Yeah. Let's wrap up this thing
We have
and move
some
on to Twitter.
Spitter questions. Some Twitter spitter questions.
Okay, so Karen, what was the question you asked on Twitter?
So the question.
36 replies.
The question for this episode of Yonaka Tea Time is, how do you tend to respond to praise? Do you struggle with it? And if so, how do you cope with it? Let's take a little looky.
Next question.
Wow, great episode, guys. Anyways, we're streaming on all of these platforms.
God.
I guess I'll go ahead and get this started because, you know, a lot of these actually, I was really surprised to see that a lot of these actually echo the exact same sentiment. I very rarely saw anyone say that they took praise in a purely positive way. Which I didn't think at all was going to happen. I thought everyone, I thought we'd at least get half of people saying, "Oh yeah, I generally take it well and I say thank you and I move on with my day," and it does something a little nice for me emotionally. But no, not like almost not at all. So this one here, I'm gonna make sure that I can share this with you guys. I'm gonna get it right this time. I'm gonna make it easy for editing. So this response. Yeah, cool. The channel. Yeah, I got it.
Yay!
Yay! This one is from. I'm gonna fuck up pronouncing someone's name again. It's
fine.
Delaix.
Delaix, yeah.
Delaix. And they are at Delaix33. And they say, for the longest time, I deflected praise. But as I grew up, I realized that it's a bit hurtful because it denies the other person's attempt to boost you up or denies how they feel about what they believe is praiseworthy. So I try to just say thank you or at least smile. And I thought that this one was interesting because even though it's, I think the exact same thing, of course, but it's like even though this is what you think and that is why you smile, the reason for why you smile and accept the praise isn't because it actually makes you happy. It's because you want the other person to not feel denied. which I think is really interesting. It's still very about the other person and not about you.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So I'll go ahead and link that.
It's like the most polite thing you can do.
Exactly.
Is at
Yeah.
least take the compliment, you know?
Exactly.
Okay, I have one. So this one's from BlahGuy78. And he says, I'd say it typically ends up going to my head a bit, so I have to try to bring myself back to reality by calling myself an idiot and pointing out my flaws. That is very relatable, and also very sad.
Yes.
Because,
Yes.
like, obviously, like, I know, blah guy, you know it's not great for yourself, and, like, I know it too, because I do it as well. But yeah, like, I always feel like, oh, if I let this go to my head, then, like, I'm just, like, you know, a piece of shit. So then I'm just like, no, remember who you really are. Remember all the people you've killed type thing. And then you just kind of end up saying, like, a really awkward thank you. I'm not really sure how to solve this completely because, like, obviously I suffer with this, but, like, I think that once again, like referring to the last comment, you know, it kind of first at least focus on the person because like they're really trying to help. Unless it's like sarcastic, then you know, fuck them.
Right.
But like, yeah, you should at least take it as whether or not it's like true or untrue about yourself. It is someone like, you know, trying to be kind to you, trying to just give like a little bit of love to you, you know? So it's like, I think it's important to at least appreciate it as, you know, someone trying to, you know, uplift you. So.
Right.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
Oh my god, does Delix have... Is that an A3 profile picture?
Oh
Yes,
no.
Holy shit. Okay, alright, I got you. Yes, hell yes.
Oh,
Okay, go on. That's
wow.
Muku. Okay. Continue.
Oh my god. Amazing.
I think I have one.
Okay.
I think it's pretty interesting. This one's from Akuhana Fuyu, same app as the name. It says, it's two-parter. Part 1. For me, it all depends on the person who is praising me. If it's a random stranger or a teacher, I would be a little happy, but it would just disappear later in the day. Friends, I would be actually happy and show my thanks through hugs. And then part 2. But if it's from my parents, I would get really quiet, embarrassed, and happy. It's not often that my parents would do that specifically to and for me. When it does happen, I get the warm fuzzies and it becomes a beloved memory. Aww. I do think that the praise, you can get different reactions depending on who it comes from and like the closeness. Like I feel like praise is different from each person and each group of people. Like a stranger, like they said. But
Definitely.
aw, that little ending part.
I like that.
Happy memory. Aw,
That makes me happy to hear.
Little fuzzies.
little fuzzies.
Rachie, do you have
Aw.
one?
Yeah, this one is from Katsune Niku
That was my other
Studios. I'm really bad with praise. I try to just say thank you, but I'm really bad at not thinking that I'm being lied to. Due to conditioning and fear of not being adequate, I basically have a mini breakdown every time somebody praises me because I don't know how not to think that they're lying.
Yeah.
How have we all just been conditioned like this? How has the world conditioned us to be this way? Can't we just tell ourselves that we deserve this for once? We deserve the good words that we're hearing, but it's like there's this mental block, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why does it have to be a lie?
I feel
Why
like
can't it be
a
true?
lot of times we think it's like this is what is proper manners, you know, by basically turning them down in some way because that's like more humble. But at the same time, it's not proper manners to turn them down, and it kind of puts them down. So it's like you're never really sure which way to go for it. Like
Right.
you don't want to seem like too arrogant, but also you don't want to hurt their feelings.
Exactly.
Like it's so frustrating.
It is tough. Here's another one that I actually really relate to, and this is, I hope that this doesn't scare my fans into thinking that when they say nice things to me, this is what I'm thinking, because I've trained...
I swear to God, if you pick the same one as me,
It might be.
so help me God, we will throw down in the
This one's
Denny's
from
parking
Thoughty
lot.
McNaughty.
Yes.
Whoa, who is it from? Who is it from?
Thoughty McNaughty.
No.
Okay,
I
we're
actually wrote
safe.
that. That's my alt Twitter account.
I
Sorry.
figured it was you.
I love
so
that, Thotty McNaughty.
Thotty
me
McNaughty
too.
at Fearless480. They say, I feel like they're only saying it so I can do more things for them. Now, I am consistently struggling with, and I don't say this out loud often, I do not trust many people in my life. And I have a lot of trauma to back it up from people that have taken advantage of me in the past. Things that I'll probably mention to you guys later, but don't really want to mention on the podcast. Just bad stuff that's happened, like trust-wise. And so when I receive compliments, there is a bit of a knee-jerk reaction of like, all right, what do you want from me? What do you want me to do for you?
Yeah.
And what you need to do is discern. And I know it's tough and it takes mental energy, but you gotta try your best, because there are people out there that don't want anything from you except for you to smile and be happy and feel good about yourself. But then there are those that want to take advantage. So you just, I feel like, and it's something I'm trying to learn as well, to discern who is true and who just wants something from you, and how to respond differently to each one, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my advice.
No, I totally feel that.
Yeah, I understand completely.
Yeah.
It's like, and I feel like it even is more hurtful when it's like when I realize in retrospect that it wasn't that they wanted anything, they were just genuinely like a nice person, and it's like, wow, why am I such a piece of shit for like suspecting everyone, and like, but like it's just it's something that we've dealt with, you know. It's just a reaction, an instinct for us because of things we've experienced, you know. And it's a little sad, but I think it at least is kind of like a push for us to, you know, better accept, you know, compliments and praise and things like that, you know, at least.
I have another one because I related to it hardcore. Unless, Julie, you want to go, but also I want to say mine first in case you stole mine.
Do it.
I'm scared. This one is from, and I relate to this so hard. This one's from Puppy at Puppies and Mocha, because I think I mentioned this at like near the beginning, but they said, I take praise fairly well. It always feels nice, but getting too much makes me unmotivated and it makes it harder to reach preset goals because I've already received validation for trying before actually getting there. Ooh. I relate to that so hard.
That's a good one.
And that's why I need to stop like showing like even one person like a work
progress
in progress
pictures
that I
and
have,
stuff.
because then they're like,
Worst
this sounds so good.
enemy.
I'm like, thank you. Doesn't finish
Got
it.
my validation. I'm good to go. Yes.
Right?
That is your worst enemy. Never talk about stuff that you're working on Twitter unless it's just a simple stated fact, is what I've learned.
Yeah.
Working on a cover, that's fine. Here's a whip of my cover. No.
My toxic trait is posting whips to SoundCloud.
Because think about it this way. If you just say, new cover coming up, you get comments that say looking forward to it. And now you're thinking, oh, they're looking forward to it. And if you post a whip, they say, it sounds so good, looking forward to it. And the it sounds so good is the part that you want. You want to grab that. Ah, yes.
Yeah.
I can level up.
And then, like,
just kidding.
Yeah.
I fucked up.
But level up.
Why must you
But
hurt
level
me
up
like
in
this?
the wrong. I put my in the wrong stats. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Cookies and mocha, puppies and mocha, cookies and mocha, puppies and mocha. I feel you. I got you. I feel this.
I feel you, dog. No advice, but I feel you.
I
Sorry.
wish I had advice, but I'm still working through it myself.
Same.
Yeah. Maybe don't put out the whip. Just say.
Yeah. No, I mean I guess that is my advice, is if you think putting out a work in progress is a good idea,
Maybe don't do it.
Don't.
Just like sleep on it.
Sleep on it.
Sleep on it.
Sleep on it.
And by sleep, I mean
Schedule
like
the tweet.
enter a
Sleep on
coma, don't for months, and then when you wake up, it's done, and then you can post it.
That's good.
And then you have waited that time.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yes.
Perfect.
So this one's from Momo says Black Lives Matter. Love that.
Very
and
good.
At Momo's Lunchbox. They say,
What's in your lunchbox?
I feel we've all generally been raised to believe if we accept praise, we're vain. But as someone with mental health issues, I don't trust people anyway, and I especially don't trust praise. I always think it's a lie or secretly pity. I feel that. a lot. The pity part specifically. I don't know why. Like, I think it especially is, like, if it's from people I respect, like, if it's someone, their opinion I really respect, then I'm like, no, they're just saying this to be nice.
Okay.
And it's very difficult to really discern for me, because it's like, it would be very important to me to hear their real opinion. But at the same time, it's like, I'm not sure I'd ever be able to accept a positive response. So, yeah. Once again, not really sure how to fix that.
Yeah.
But
like to
maybe
make a-
someday we can stop thinking everyone's trying to pity us.
Exactly.
That'd be nice.
I'd like to make a little observation. That I can speak personally from, a lot of people send me fan art and stuff of things that they've drawn of characters from stuff I've worked on, and even like younger artists who are just kind of getting started, when I tell them that what they've drawn looks awesome, I do genuinely mean it, in that I want to encourage them to keep going, I guess. It's never pity.
Yeah.
It's never a feeling of, oh, you tried your best. Like, I can tell you're kind of low level. It's never that at all. Well, what I mean is, it's awesome that you have done this, and I want you to keep going, kind of thing.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever complimented someone or praised someone with pity in, like, my intention. Personally, speaking from personal experience, I guess. So I feel like it's just kind of, it's a valid concern and thing to feel, and I relate to it, but it is a little silly at the basis.
Oh yeah, it's always silly.
It's just kind of, it kind of doesn't have
It's
a
always
base,
been silly.
you know?
Yeah, I agree. I think there's, obviously, even in my own experience, I've never, pitied someone and gave them a compliment for that. I try,
Right.
I pride myself, sadly, in the fact that, like, I try to only say things that I truly believe, which has gotten me into trouble. But yeah, it's difficult, because it's like, I do this, but I feel like everyone else is not going by these rules,
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, maybe someday I think it's really a product of our own, like, low self-esteem, that we're like, we just can't take the compliments, but
I think so.
maybe someday,
It would seem so.
maybe someday they will sink in.
Yeah. Also, I just want to, like, revisit this real quick. Back to the lakes. After thinking about it, I just remember that I remember having to, once I was in a more present and healthier state of mind, when I was talking to my friends or people that had not gotten proper help dealing with any mental illness or whatever, and where they got to the point where if they were ever complimented, they would deflect it and, like, not take the praise. And as someone who is so proud of my friends' work and all the stuff that they put out, it was very, it does hurt when you're trying to tell someone you genuinely think that they did a good job.
Yeah.
And in the end, they kind of like, oh, no, I didn't, you're lying. Like, no, it's not that good. It kind of sucks. And I'm like, but I think it is. And you did really good. And you're my friend. And this is good. You should be proud. So there was, like, it's that personally is tough to unlearn. And I had to coach a couple people on trying to be more okay. But it all starts with just a simple thank you. You don't gotta be over exuberant or anything. You don't gotta, like, jump out of your chair and be like, oh my god, thank you. Just thank you. And just move on.
It's interesting that you say that, Anthong, because that actually was the piece of advice that I was going to give for the next section, which is where we just give positive words for the viewers. I just wanted to say, like, start off when someone compliments you, you don't need to overreact. And you also, for yourself, you don't need to feel this burst of happiness inside of yourself. But if you can allow yourself to feel just a small, just an inch of happiness, the tiniest bit, just allow yourself to. Just a little bit.
Yeah.
And then smile, say thank you, and move on with your day. Slowly, you can teach yourself to accept praise in a healthy way, I think.
Yep.
Yeah. I
Just an inch.
I think that's exactly it.
Just a little bit. You don't need to feel fireworks go off inside of you.
Yeah, it happens gradually.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Allow yourself.
Because you know how it's like. Well, if any of you out there listening have ever been to one therapy session, I'm sure you've heard the advice given by a therapist where it's like, look in a mirror and tell yourself all the qualities about yourself that make you happy, and it's like you think at the time it's such bullshit. Like, I'm not gonna stand in front of a mirror and do this. But it's the concept of saying it out loud, and then you hear it and it goes in your brain, and that's why you start off with a simple thank you. Is then you say it and you hear it, and then you slowly normalize it and become okay with it, and that slowly kind of boosts your confidence just a little bit, just every time you do it, just little by little.
Just a little.
And that's why the deflection stops after a little while, and you start like appreciating things in a more genuine fashion.
Right. So when some of these people commenting say, sometimes I smile and I say thank you, and then that's it, but inside I know they're lying, you're halfway there. You're halfway.
You're halfway, yeah.
You're missing the part where you allow yourself to feel just the tiniest bit of
Yeah.
happiness.
That's the next step.
It's the next step.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I wanted to close on something that I just wanted to throw out there. And I don't want this to depress anyone or make anyone sad, but let's imagine a world. Imagine with me for a moment that all of us have this project that we're working on right now, okay? And it's the greatest shit ever that you've ever made in your life.
Okay.
And we each put it on our respective YouTubes, press upload, and go to sleep. And the next day we know we're gonna get all these kind compliments from people. And you wake up and there's not a single comment there. So how do you feel?
I'd cry and then I'd quit.
I messaged Julie and I go, God damn it, you put it on unlisted. No one saw it. No one did. Public. We said public. Public.
God damn it.
There's like 40. There's like people requesting to like.
Yeah. They're like, oh yeah.
And Julie gets like
I don't know.
3,000 emails of people
It's
just
the Eric
requesting
Andre.
access.
I mean, my first reaction is like, okay, this is finally it. This is finally where they've like finally dumped me, like
Oh
the
my
end
God.
of the relationship.
Yeah, I know, right?
They're like, okay, so now I'm
Yeah.
finally irrelevant, and I think
Damn.
from that morning on, I just like plan the rest of my life. You can tell I've thought about this a lot.
Yeah,
Wow.
I know. I've been thinking about it too.
Where it's like, okay, I've finally been dumped. I've finally been cut off. Okay, maybe this is
I'm just
this
like,
is the
finally,
first day of the rest of my life.
That's interesting. That wasn't the answer that I thought you were going to give. I feel like I've learned something new about everyone.
That is the exact answer I knew both of them were going to give.
You guys have been doing
My
this for a
answer
really long
is-
time.
My answer is, damn, no one commented? That sucks. This shit slaps. Press play and listens to my own thing on repeat.
I love that, Anthong. Because
Anthong is like the most
I'm not
confident
gonna lie.
out of all
Wait, what'd you
of
say?
us.
What?
Anthong is the most confident out of all of us.
I love that about you so much.
I am on a thin foundation made out of rice paper.
I'm kind of glad we all have
fair.
different answers for the most
I'm
part.
not gonna lie. I think I'm very confident in a lot of my work because I'm like, tee goes through my YouTube channel and listens to my covers. But I start always at the beginning and then I go to the most recent. I'm like, damn, look at that. Look at that.
Look at how far you've come.
But then also I'm like, well, what the fuck happened in this point? Well, this sounds like it should be the most recent. What the fuck? What happened? there's just like one. But it's fine.
Stop being relatable.
I love
No,
that.
I can't.
Julie left. Stop being relatable.
Stop talking.
I love that
Right,
so
Karen,
much.
what was the right answer?
Mine.
All of your answers are correct. It's just they're different from my own answer. My own answer is I'd feel incredibly awful, sad, dejected. Even though when I look at comments these days, I find it hard to feel anything. if I did wake up the next day and they were all gone, I'd probably be incredibly sad / lose my mind / cry a lot. Don't worry about me. That's not me holding it over your head like, you guys better keep commenting and giving me nice words of encouragement.
It's like and subscribe.
It's my
entire podcast just gonna lead up to this.
Karen may not be saying it, but I sure as hell am. I will snap if I do not get at least
if I do not get validation
on each video.
It's more like me coming to the realization that I really do love and appreciate and I don't know, how do I say this? I love everyone. That takes time out of their day to leave a sweet comment for me on my videos, and I appreciate everyone, even though my brain may not tell me in the moment that I do. It is there, it is real, and yeah, I guess that's it. I guess that's all I wanted to say. I'm kind of done. I'm pretty much done with this.
No, I think that was beautiful.
I still think the right answer was, God damn it, Julie, you did not fucking put it on public. That was the right answer.
I forgot.
You having fun, Rachie, with your moustache?
That's beautiful.
Can you give me a yeehaw?
Yeehaw.
But yes, as Karen said and as Karen wrote on this outline, let yourself be proud of yourself, and you deserve a round of applause.
You deserve
Including you,
it.
Karen.
Thank you.
Can we all give a round?
Everyone give yourself a pat on the back. Do it right now. Give yourself a pat on the back. No, okay.
And then I burp like a baby because I haven't burped after my meal.
You deserve this.
Good job.
Can
we give a small applause for our audience listening? Not as motivation for them, but because they sat through our bullshit for an hour and a half, 2 hours. Aw, thanks guys. Wow, you really stuck through it.
You guys are troopers.
Bullshit.
Fuck yeah.
You guys are troopers.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, I'm about fucking done with this forever, so let's...
That was great. That was great,
Patreon
Karen.
stuff now.
You did very well.
Thank you, I tried.
Anyway, guys, that's it for our podcast today. Thank you so much for listening to our bullshit. Again, we release new episodes every month at the end of the month or whenever Julie feels like
Hell
it.
yeah.
We'll be uploading the Mondays channel. So this week is this. Oh, again. Oh,
every single time. Take a
this
shot.
month is Karen. Next month is gonna be Anthon.
And me. Look for
It's gonna be
something.
him.
I will try to think of a more serious thing, but chances are I'm going to think of something fandom related. So get ready for that.
I'm gonna be okay. My episode, I think, will also be fandom related instead of doing what I wanted to do. So just to balance it,
You
gotta
can't.
have like.
You can't make it. I told you. You can't make an episode about the Crystal Exarch feet fic.
I hate you. I have to. The world needs to know about this, and I'll talk to you guys about this next week when we do call. But like, it is fucking wild. Anyway, again, we release episodes every month. Next month is gonna be Anthong. Anthong's probably gonna do something fandom related. And after we all cycle through all the hosts, we're gonna have a live stream. Right now, we are on track for November for our live stream. We will be streaming on Juby's channel. Mark your calendars.
I think that's,
for November.
Mark your calendars.
Just mark them up.
And mark them up.
Mark them up. Do it along.
Little
Smiley
happy
face.
face, little dog out there, you know.
Perfect.
Yeah. Anyways, okay, you can find us on listening platforms, Spotify, Anchor,
And
Apple Music, here on YouTube, Google Podcasts, YouTube, and Google Podcasts and YouTube are owned by the same person.
Bullshit.
Oh my god.
Anyway, and you can
Down
also
with
follow us on our
Monopolies.
social media. Down with the Monopolies. We tend to tweet out memes.
We tend
Yeah.
to.
Sometimes it
And you'll
happens
also
at
get up to date.
4:45 a.m. when I can't sleep, so I'm like, what
Yeah,
if I
you'll
just
also be up
tweeted
to
a
date
picture
on
of
all our
meatloaf?
latest stuffs.
Yeah.
Everything.
And
Yeah.
there is a
My
Discord out
favorite-
there, but
okay.
it doesn't exist.
My
Yeah, the
favorite
Discord
thing,
doesn't
my
exist.
favorite thing ever. I have two favorite things about our Twitter. One, it's when someone tweets on there and no one in our audience knows who it is, or they think it's one of us, but it's actually like someone completely different.
Yeah,
or,
and we don't say
And now
anything.
Jared is a part of that.
or it's two of us that happen to tweet at the same exact time and we freak each other out. That is the best thing.
I love that.
That's
only happened
hilarious.
like once or twice.
I know.
Though.
It needs to happen more.
Terrifying.
It's gotta happen more.
I'm controlling your lizard
follow
brains.
us on social media. We are on Tumblr, on YouTube, and we are on Twitter as well. And I made a Facebook, but I haven't really done anything special
Yeah.
to it.
Hot.
Let's make a Yahoo account. Oh, and then
yeah.
we also have our email, anthong.sendmeyourtofeet@gmail.com. If you send me feet pics, I will cry. So don't. Like, seriously, I've
So do it.
gotten some. For the 90th time. How many episodes have we done? We've done like 15.
Oh, no.
For the 15th time, y'all have
so
sent me
sorry.
some, and I hate it. I despise it. I'm going to
so
start
sorry.
charging
The
you a fine.
non-existent Discord also has a channel for feet.
I'm so sorry.
Oh, wow, I
Anyway,
hate that.
if you like
I'm
the
doing this
sorry that I
podcast,
keep sending
consider
that.
donating to our Patreon.
So sorry. Those are my feet.
Yeah, consider donating to our Patreon. That
Yeah.
is legitimately
Keep us
how we
alive.
recoup the costs
Yeah.
of living.
Yeah.
I think only wait. We'll talk about this later. But yeah.
How do you think Rachie
and
affords all her curly mustaches? Patreon.
Her
bro.
mustache wax.
Yeah.
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 Sexy.
Okay, and that brings us to
Yeah, that is it.
Patreon Corner. And that'll be after this break.
Okay.
Okay, cool. Okay, bye, Rachie. Love you. Okay, bye, guys.
Love you.
Okay,
Bye.
Yipping out.
See you later. Bye.
Bye. Oh, okay, I miss her already.
Hello, and welcome to the Patreon Corner. You may notice this. I am recording this alone. But that's perfectly fine. We will move on from that. So first I want to say thank you to all of our patrons for, obviously donating and helping us, continue this forward. And I also would like to give, shout outs to our $5 and $10 patrons. So we've got Nevin, one of the two, Oka Mines, Keo Villamayor, Michael Toe, Headphonics, Donald Price, Catherine, Michael Lubina, B. Kenneth Schmidt, I don't know how to say this, Xarv, Cyrus Cairns, Oz Rasgris, Davey Smith, Matt Barton, and Wonder Blanket. And so okay, you guys know how this goes. I'm going to choose a $5 to $10 patron, and we're gonna just do a fun little tarot reading. Let's see, who do we want to do today? Let's do Nevin. I'm gonna say Nevin. I'm gonna believe you're an Evan, but with an N. So Nevin, if you could, just in your mind, think of a yes or no question. Just like, it can be small, it can be big, but just like one you'd like to know the answer to. And this may not be a specific answer. It might be a little ambiguous, but it might just give you a bit of, thinking. It gives you some thoughts on the matter. So, okay. Do you have your thought in your head? Here we go. Your card is the right side up, the Tower. So this will be, general feeling that surrounds the situation and what influences are at work here. So the Tower, it can mean sudden upheaval, pride, or even disaster. Once again, this is not like, saying, oh God, the world is ending, but, let's give it some thought. Basically, this is inevitable destruction and the breakdown, something in our lives which we consider foundational, reminiscent of the Tower of Babel, which was once built upon far-reaching human ambition, creating an artificial comfort in our lives. But there is always an upside. When the tower levels, not only do we uncover our own hidden resilience, but we can also rebuild anew with greater insight. So I think this is actually, a lot of people fear the tower. It's considered one of, the scariest cards because it's like, yeah, you don't want your entire foundation to crumble. But I don't know. For me, I think sometimes in order to move on in our lives, we have to have a huge upheaval, and hopefully it won't be as painful as maybe in our minds we think it is, but I think it's important nonetheless. But yeah, I hope everything goes well, Nevin, and I hope you're able to find your peace in all of this. So thank you guys once again for donating and always supporting us. We'll see you next time. Bye.